for Time to Talk with host Jennifer Graziano of Zion Memorial Chapel and Cox and Graziano Funeral Homes. Jennifer is here to discuss a sensitive subject we all need to talk and think about. Here now is Jennifer Graziano and Time to Talk.
Good morning, Westchester, and happy Valentine's Day. It's 9 a.m. on Monday, and that means it's time to talk to me, Jen Graziano. I'm a licensed funeral director who oversees my family's funeral homes, Cox and Graziano of both Mamaroneck and Greenwich, and the Zion Memorial Chapel of Westchester. Every Monday, I come to you discussing important topics and sensitive matters that all of us need to pause and reflect upon at some point. After the show, I hope to provide a platform to do so. If you're joining us this morning on 1460 WVOX, a Whitney Global Media Station, we'll take questions, comments, and calls to 914-636-0110. Good morning to a full control room. Nice to see you all in there today and for joining us. So, what better day to talk about your heart than today? And I'm joined by my friend and my recurring guest, my wellness guru, if you will, my wellness expert, ChrisAnn Stepkowski. And we're talking today about cardiac health, especially for women, because I think it really is true what they say. This is the silent killer of so many women. It's just not the focus of so much of our attention, nor the attention at large of media and things that we see and watch every day. So keeping optimal heart health, nutrition, wellness, lifestyle changes, all good things, and all good things we talk about with you, the beautiful lady in red. Good morning.
And you too.
Oh, thank you. I actually never wear red. I just don't
have that
like
much
it.
red
Yeah. So this I had to get this. I don't have anything in my closet that's red, which my husband didn't believe, but it's true.
Gotta get a little.
And I sent my daughter to school in red today as well, so we were matching.
Yeah.
But perfect time to have you on. Tell our listeners and viewers who may not have heard you in the past on the show, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is ChrisAnn Stepkowski, and my business is Be Well with ChrisAnn, Inc. And I am a board-certified holistic nutrition and wellness coach. And this is such an important topic, Jen. I'm glad that we're talking about this today because I do live in Mamaroneck. I have 6 kids and just it's circus in my house. But
I have to say, whatever you're doing, you don't wear this. I have 6 kids, look, because I have 1. And I have to tell you, I'm really frazzled most days.
Yeah. It's a busy household, but it keeps us on our toes, and it's just wonderful. So this is important because the number one killer in women is cardiovascular disease, and not many people know that.
Right.
They think it's men. And
it's true. You associate the heart attack with a man over 50 or a man with extra weight on him. You don't see this as the women's disease.
No, and it really is. And just a few weeks ago, I posted on social media the first Friday of February is Wear Red Day, #Wear Red Day. It's a women's movement. It is Go Red for Women movement, and people wear red that day because we want to draw awareness and save lives by that, just to be aware of cardiovascular disease in women. And it is the 80% of cardiac events can be prevented just by moving more and eating smart.
80%.
80%.
That is an overwhelming number. So when you know that something is treatable and preventable, like you want this show today to be a wake-up call for people to say, I've got to kick myself in gear and I've got to get in shape. So, I mean, genetics also play such a strong role in this too. So I believe if you're mindful of your genetic makeup, as well as the health of your own mother and father and grandparents and aunts and uncles, that should bring a certain mindfulness to the table of the need to make these lifestyle changes. So let's talk about how we go about this prevention. I want to talk a bit about, let's talk about nutrition overall and what you bring to the table in terms of healthiness, healthy eating habits, and healthy food.
Right. So nutrition is huge in this, and people don't realize that, but there's a list. I mean, I have a list here of things that you can incorporate into your daily routine every single day. And the American Heart Association does tell people, eat more fruits and vegetables. It can be that simple. Move more. get out and get some fresh air, get some vitamin D by being in the sunshine. Little things that don't really require, too much thought, but maybe some planning and some just smart thinking and just go
and
for it.
mindfulness, just being
Yeah.
aware. And I think that's the thing too. People think, they're so hesitant because they think it's just these monumental changes they have to make that are not sustainable and it's too hard to start. But really, when you break it down this way, it's just so simple.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
the simplest step can have the biggest impact.
And I want to mention too, for me, my journey.
I want to talk about this as well because
Yeah.
you're not just here as an expert from the outside looking in. You've traveled an incredible medical journey.
Yeah.
Share that,
Yeah.
if you
So
will.
8.5 years ago, I tore my carotid artery doing a workout class. And, I wasn't this healthy fanatic person, but I just was mindful of my health. I ate well, was taking classes, and this just was a freak thing that happened to me. And I did not know that I had done that. So for 24 hours, I literally walked around like a time bomb.
Oh
And
my
the
God.
next morning when I woke up, my right eye was droopy. So I was having the onset of a massive stroke. And once they found out what was going on with me, I was, rushed into ICU in the hospital over a week. And all the specialists that were coming to see me, I was a young woman. I mean, my youngest son was 7, I believe, or 8 years old. And they would say to me, "You should not be here. You should have died." I mean,
Wow.
would say that to my face. And I knew there was something, and they actually did say to me, "Your nutrition saved your life."
Wow.
So that was exactly it. And that made me go on this wellness journey that I've been on, become certified in nutrition and wellness. And I feel that I wanted to pay it forward to others.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
there's so many people out there that just need a little support, need some help with anything, whether it's meal planning or just what should I eat, just the education alone, and just the friendship, just to have that communication with each other of
Yeah.
what can I do to change things.
It's funny too. I think so many people think that, again, the foods that you're eating, you think diet, but it's not that way. I mean, for me, a few years ago, everybody has their epiphany moment, and I read a book. I read The Plant Paradox, and it was life changing, and never touched anything with flour again or dairy, and just personal changes. But you grow to, you love what you eat. Like, I still eat amazing things. I cook quite a bit, and I might have a separate meal for the family than I do for myself, but still, like, it's not like you're sitting there salivating, wanting what they have. Some nights you are, but you feel better, you move better. And I think as we age too, like, age creeps in no matter how much you try to take care of yourself. Like, in my young 40s, I definitely feel, though, like, you do feel a little stiff in the morning. You do feel like, you can start to have cracks in your knuckles. So just movement in general, you can see how a sustainable, continuous workout regimen, that if you get into it now, you can carry that with you to your 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You can thrive. There's no time limit to your life. You
No.
can be an active, vibrant 80-year-old and up, but movement is key. When you're sedentary, your muscles are atrophying no matter what age you are. So, the key is movement and eating well. So let's go ahead.
It's prevention.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize is, why wait for something to happen? There's steps you can take prior, like just go through your nutrition. Like you said, exercise a little more. The dairy, the gluten, those things that you just mentioned, they cause inflammation in our body.
Absolutely.
Inflammation is huge. And it is really the foundation of a lot of our diseases that happen with us, whether it's, in our gut, there's a microbiome, our gut and our brain, everything, our bodies are so smart.
And they're so connected.
They are so
it's just
connected.
one system
Exactly.
broken down to many
Exactly.
parts.
And
It's
when you
one
do the
system.
right things to your body knows how to do what to do with it. That's how smart our body is, and will heal. will heal us, and foods can heal. So there are a bunch of,
Yeah, I want to talk about this because I'm not going to lie. The last two on the list, you have me sold. Dark chocolate, red wine. You heard it here on Time to Talk today. And you can have that tonight. It's all good. But walk us through, because these are not hard to get items.
No.
It requires, again, a little mindfulness in a grocery store in the aisles. But walk us through the ingredients here. And
so nutrition, like I said, is very important. Fruits and vegetables for heart health. More is better. A lot of people are going more plant-based now and eating less meat. It's not bad for you, but a lot of people want to have a plate in front of them and load your vegetables on, whether it's, salads or sauteed vegetables. Just try to do a lot of that first and then have your protein, maybe a little starch, a good balance. Less sugar, that's always another thing that causes a lot of inflammation for us. And when we do have sugar, it does zap our immune function for hours. So especially when you're not feeling well, cut the sugar out because you want your immune system to stay supported every day. When we've been going through everything for a couple of years, it's so important to get more plants in and less sugar and less of the inflammatory foods.
Yes.
So leafy greens, simple. Whether you have spinach, kale, collard greens. I had a cooking class the other night and we made a big pot of soup. And it was white bean and escarole soup, which beans are on my list here. Beans are good for a healthy gut.
yeah.
They lower cholesterol and our blood pressure. Edamame is good soy protein. There's alternatives as well. But the greens are very important. There's a lot of vitamin K, which does support our arteries. And that was one of the things I was told when I was in the hospital, that my blood was loaded with vitamin K, which was making it harder to thin out, but it was a good thing because it saved me that I had those vitamins in my blood.
And that's not, you hear vitamin D, vitamin C. You don't hear too much about vitamin K.
Yep.
So, and that's just, while there are supplements that you can buy, there's so much that you can just get naturally derived from vitamins that are derived from food sources. So,
exactly. Yep.
Great to know. And again, you're lowering your risk of heart disease by eating the foods such as this.
Yeah. Berries, which
whole grain,
this is great too. Berries, food gives us clues. So if you think about it, apples, strawberries, tomatoes, an acorn squash, all those are heart-shaped, if you think about the shape of those.
Oh, wow.
And that's like a clue. Those are good for our heart and our heart health. There's so many antioxidants in berries, wild blueberries. So great to have any time of day, whether you incorporate it in breakfast or, have it put some on a salad, get them in.
That's great. I love to do. It's great to have some fruit in your salad.
Healthy fats. People tend to stay away from fats thinking I shouldn't have them. They're not good, but healthy fats are good. The avocado, the olive oil.
So funny. I like avocados now are my favorite thing, but it was just recently, like within the past year.
Good.
So it's funny that everybody was talking about them. Like, I don't get it. I used to make my daughter eat it as a baby, and now it's like the necessary staple. So
yeah. Guacamole. I mean, just like all good stuff.
And making your own, nothing's better than that.
Yeah, monounsaturated fats, lower cholesterol, and rich in potassium, which our bodies need. Our blood needs that. Because what we want to do is we want to reduce the inflammation, protect our heart, and we want to increase oxygenation in our blood.
Right.
So these are what is going to do that. Nuts, simple. Keep raw almonds, in a jar. Put a little baggie in your purse. Walnuts. Those are so rich in fiber, too. And almonds do reduce belly fat. There's studies on that. So, those are always good to add to, your salads or your yogurt or, simple way of getting some of that fiber into your diet every day. Garlic. That's been around for years.
Really?
Years and years.
I know, but
there's
really I'm looking for medicinal properties.
Yeah, medicinal properties in garlic. It improves heart health. There's a compound called allicin, which has therapeutic effects. So, and I always go back to my grandmother, my Italian grandmother, and she would cook with garlic all the time. She was so ahead of, just always making the freshest vegetables, the stalk of the broccoli, not just, sometimes we tend to make broccoli and have the florets and we throw the stalks out. That's where your nutrients are, so it's so important. And even the soup I made the other day had the garlic, had the beans, had the escarole. I mean, so many good things. And you're incorporating that in one recipe.
Meal. Yeah.
Right? That's simple. So what else do we have here? Omegas, huge.
You always hear about omega-3s, and you hear about almonds are a good source of omegas, correct? And fish.
Fatty fish. Salmon.
So that's the other thing with fish. Are you saying, does it matter if it's white fish or like the salmon, fleshy fish?
Is all good, but fatty fish like a salmon, sardines, mackerel, even the smaller fishes like anchovies, those are really, really, really good to have. You have to have some people don't really like anchovies, but if there's some way that you can incorporate them in, try them, or even giving them a try, because you never know.
I don't know, the Italian in me. I mean, we make it in our Christmas Eve sauce, the puttanesca sauce. But my husband eats them out of a jar, and I can't.
Yeah, my mom loves putting them on her salad. Caesar salad has the anchovies on them.
Yeah.
But we cook them as well for Christmas Eve. We have them in a bunch of our dishes. But if omegas are, and there's alternatives to omegas as well. There's algae oil. So even some of the whole food supplements that I take, they have. What we do is we bypass the fish and we go to the algae. What do the fish eat? They're eating the algae. It's coming from a plant.
So like capsules and tablets.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you raised that. So obviously you're showing us ways to receive these vitamins and receive these nutrients through everyday foods. I mean, these are nothing here is like some special meal that you couldn't get at a local grocery store. But what about the supplements in pill and capsule form? Are they as effective, less effective, more potent, less potent? Is it good to have a little hybrid of getting certain things through food and certain things through capsule?
Personally, I do both. I try to cook as good as I can, go to the store. I try to buy organic. There's certain foods that are really good to buy organic. But I also do have supplements. And some of the supplements that I take are whole food-based nutrition. So it's food that's concentrated and dehydrated into capsules. Okay. So that's really a simple way of getting more of that powerful nutrition in your body. So you're bridging the gap from like what you eat to really like, and bringing it another level up. And it is important, especially when, if you don't eat that well, or you really just want a little bit more, it's an easy way of getting some in. But I would say, look for a label that's NSF certified. A bunch of my products that I have are NSF certified. So what that means is the company sends that out to be tested by a third party.
Okay.
Once it's handed over, it's tested for toxins, for pesticides, for molds, all those kind of things. Like it's you don't know sometimes what's in your food these days.
That's so true. And I'm a big believer as to why you see such rampant obesity and the prevalence of diseases that you didn't necessarily see 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. You did mention your products, so I want people to know that part of your expertise comes from what you do. Tell us about the company you're with, what your offerings are, and then we're going to let everybody know, of course, how they can connect to ChrisAnn, because as she's proving, she's a wonderful resource of great health and nutrition. So tell us a bit about your product and your company.
So it's the Juice Plus company that I've partnered with. It's about 7 years now, and the clinical research was basically what really got me. It was very impressive. The company does a lot of research on the products. And speaking about heart health, especially for women, there's a bunch of studies, they're peer-reviewed studies in major universities all over the world, Milan, Australia, here in the United States. The combined results from studies show positive effects of vascular health, It supports our immune function and our health. So, which is so important these days with everything that's been going on. You want to keep your immune system supported. And there have been studies with the Juice Plus products that do show that it does improve and support our immune function. Decreases levels of several key biomarkers of inflammation, which is what we talked about before. Supports healthy cholesterol, LDL, triglycerides. Supports antioxidant levels and metabolism. So the products are whole food-based nutrition. So there's a nutrition label on the packaging. It is bioavailable, which is so important when it comes to our cardiovascular health, because the products don't have to get swallowed and digested first to be dispersed into your body, which a lot of vitamins and supplements have. This is where it gets absorbed into your bloodstream right away. So it is working in your body on a cellular level. And so you got this beauty coming from your inside out. It's so powerful. So like you had asked about, can you bridge that gap? And yes, like you can. Try to eat as well as you can. Do find a good supplement that you can also take as well. Like I mentioned, the omegas, plant-based. There's, like I said, with the NSF certification, it's clean. Everything
Right.
you've got in there is 100% clean because of that testing.
It's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important because there's just so many hidden poisons in just the products that we use and the foods that we eat. But you also offer a 10-day refresh program, which I think is great. And I think
Yeah.
something like this is very powerful for somebody who's looking to start, might not know how. Just tell us briefly about this, and then we'll talk about how we can connect to
Sure.
you.
So my 10-day refresh program is really, 10 days, one weekend. It's one-on-one. I could do a group as well. But what we do is I'm just there to support you every single day. We meal plan. We talk about what you're going to plan on eating each day. We give up those inflammatory foods, the dairy, the gluten. We just want, it's a kind of a kickstart, a jumpstart, but we want to give your body rest. You want to just get rid of those inflammatory foods. You want to move a little bit more. Maybe you don't have time to do that, but we try to get that in. We sleep better. Sleep is huge when it comes to our heart health. We need to sleep more, and people are sleeping less and less.
Yeah.
And at night when you are sleeping, your body is really regenerating. It's doing so much work for you. You don't want food sitting in your stomach. You want to just be clear of everything. You just want to go to bed, relax, let your body take care of you overnight. So it's so important for that. So we do these things during my refresh program every single day.
Okay.
And we just, people may want to lose weight or just maybe lose some inches, but when you start to you get powerful nutrition in your body. You're giving up those inflammatory foods. You've got support. You've got accountability, which is huge for people because sometimes, you just need that other person there to be accountable to. We can meditate a little bit. We talk about those kind of things with our lifestyle because, a healthy lifestyle is not only what is on your plate.
No,
it's so
absolutely
many other
not.
things
It's,
that we do, our environment.
The stresses in our life.
Yes.
There's so many things that contribute to us being not healthy creatures.
Our relationships. There's so many, our spirituality.
Oh, it's so, no,
everything.
It's so true. And I'm a huge believer that our emotional health and our mental health are completely intertwined with our physical health. And that could be a show for another day, and I'd love to do that with you.
Yeah.
But as we come to a close, I've been speaking to ChrisAnn Stepkowski. Your exact title is a board-certified holistic nutrition and wellness coach, and you've really outlined tangible things that we can do to help our hearts and help ourselves. And I invite everybody to learn more by checking her out. Her actual corporate identity is Be Well with ChrisAnn Inc., and such a fitting name. You can find her Be Well with ChrisAnn at gmail.com, ChrisAnn, or 914-715-8576. That's 715-8576. And you are just such a positive, uplifting person. I absolutely love being in your company.
Thank you.
And I encourage everyone to take advantage of what you offer. And your mantra is be happy, be healthy, be empowered, be well.
Yeah, it's so much to be well and just to live, like I say, empowered. Just be empowered, even if you're eating something that maybe is a little, today, for instance, who's going to have a little chocolate-covered strawberry, maybe,
But that's antioxidant. That's
Oh,
dark
we didn't
chocolate
say
and
that.
berry. We're good. We're
Dark
all
chocolate is a great
good. Dark
antioxidant.
chocolate with the
Yep.
glass of red wine.
Glass
You're
of
all
red
good.
wine.
You heard it here, folks. Go out and get your dark chocolate covered
It's
strawberries.
healthy for you.
Absolutely.
Everything in moderation, but it's all fine.
I believe
it's all
that.
fine.
I believe that as well.
Don't deprive yourself.
Thank
Yeah.
you, ChrisAnn. Great
you.
information. And this is Jen Graziano thanking you for taking the time to listen as we took the time to talk. Have a great day. Keep your hearts healthy and keep them open and full of love. Bye-bye.